We're always searching for that next big wellness trend. But sometimes the best answers have been around for centuries. Today, let's talk about a traditional herbal soup that gets right at some of those nagging modern-day problems, like that deep fatigue and sluggish digestion that another cup of coffee just isn't going to fix.
All right, let me ask you, does this sound familiar? You're just constantly dragging yourself around with this deep, unshakable tiredness, even when you think you've had a full night's sleep.
Or, hey, what about your digestion? Does it just feel off all the time? Maybe you're dealing with a lot of bloating, or you just don't have much of an appetite.
And it's not just about being tired, right? It's this deeper feeling of weakness, like your internal battery is just fundamentally low, running on empty.
In traditional Chinese medicine, there's a name for this. They often call it dampness. It's this idea of an internal sluggishness that makes your whole body feel heavy and weighed down. If you're sitting there nodding along, you are definitely not alone, and there might just be an ancient solution for this.
The answer we're looking for might not be in some new fancy supplement. It might actually be in a really gentle, time-tested remedy. Let's meet Four Deities Soup.
So what is Four Deities Soup? Well, in Chinese, it's called Shen Tang, and it's a huge deal in traditional food therapy. Its whole purpose is to gently nourish and strengthen your digestive system. Now, in TCM, when they talk about the spleen and stomach, don't just picture the organs. Think of it more like the engine room of your body, the part that turns the food you eat into actual energy, or what they call qi.
Okay, so how on earth does a simple soup do all of this? Well, the magic isn't in just one ingredient. It's all about the brilliant way four very specific herbs work together.
Yep, it's all about synergy. These four herbs work together in perfect harmony, with each one making the others even more effective. Let's break down this dream team. Each of these so-called deities has a very specific job. First up is Poria. This is your key player for tackling that dampness we talked about, that heavy feeling. Then you've got Chinese yam, which is like a gentle powerhouse for nourishing your whole digestive system. Lotus Seed is super interesting because it pulls double duty. It helps your digestion, and it has this amazing calming effect on your mind. And last but not least, there's Euryale. This one supports both your kidneys and your spleen, which really helps reinforce your body's core energy reserves. What a beautifully designed team, right?
So when you combine these ingredients, their synergy goes right after those problems we mentioned at the start. By strengthening your digestive engine, it boosts your qi, your vital energy, which is exactly what you need to fight that deep fatigue. By helping your body process excess water, it helps lift that feeling of heaviness. And by calming the mind, it can help with the restlessness that often tags along with stress. It's a truly holistic approach to rebuilding your system from the inside out.
Okay, this all sounds pretty great, right? But hold on. Even though it's gentle, this remedy isn't for absolutely everyone. So the big question is, how do you know if it's the right fit for you?
Let's really get into that. I want you to just think for a second about how your body's been feeling lately. The answer is usually hiding in some key signs.
This soup could be a real game changer for you if you recognize that feeling of heaviness or dampness. It's also ideal if you struggle with a weak appetite or chronic digestive issues. And because of its calming properties, it's excellent for those dealing with high stress that's messing with their sleep. Finally, it's a classic choice for postpartum recovery or for anyone needing some gentle nourishment to bounce back after being sick.
But, and this is important, while this soup is gentle, it's still a potent herbal formula. So let's go over a few key precautions to make sure you're using it safely and effectively.
Right, so this is a gentle soup, but it does have some rules. It's celebrated for being so balanced and mild, but that doesn't mean it's suitable for every single person in every situation. There are a few times when it's best to hold off.
Timing and your current condition are everything. If you're dealing with an acute sickness, like a stomach flu, it's best to just wait until you've recovered. You also want to be cautious if you have signs of what TCM calls damp heat, things like a dry, bitter taste in your mouth or dark yellow urine. And of course, this is a big one. If you're pregnant, it is absolutely essential to consult with your physician before trying any new herbal remedy. And here's a really crucial detail on how often to have this. It is not a daily soup. For general wellness, the recommended use is just 1 to 2 times a week. Think of it as a gentle, periodic tune-up for your system, not a daily supplement.
Four Deities Soup is a powerful reminder that sometimes the most effective solutions aren't the newest, but the wisest.
It teaches us to listen to our bodies and nourish them deeply, instead of just masking symptoms. So the real question isn't just about trying a new soup, it's about whether you're ready to embrace a more gentle, time-tested path to wellness.